Hey, welcome to my video on X4 Foundations, and you can see the date and the time down there, so you have an idea as to when this is recorded. But Kingdom End came out, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, within the last month, and because of the new interest with the DLC dropping, people are looking for ways to play this game, and of course, it's incredibly complex. So this video is going to be about the Zero to Hero, and it's going to require, please bear with me, it's going to be a longer video. Sorry, no flashy intros or anything. I believe Google automatically now can detect and will segment videos, but I don't do any editing really on this because this isn't a job for me, and I don't monetize my videos, so if you see any ads, that's absolutely Google doing its thing. And that's I don't want Patreon or buy me a coffee or free games or sponsorships or any of that. My whole reason for doing videos is very sporadic, and it's just to help players out. So even if one person finds a video of mine a year, 2 years, 5 from now, uh, awesome. And if I see an alert pop up, I'm probably going to respond, just like I saw with this guy. And somebody else mentioned station building. So if you guys are having any problems, I got about 1,000 hours in this. It's nothing compared to what a lot of other people have, but I'd like to say I have a very good grasp on the game. So if you have any problems understanding certain things, please just throw it at me. So let's go back into this Zero to Hero. Whoops, without hitting a hotkey on the keyboard. Huh? So. And just to mention, I'm not going to edit out, so if my cat comes in here meowing at me or, whatever, background noise, phone dinging, whatever, real life. I thrive off interactions from you guys, so if you like the video, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Just leave a comment down below. As long as it's not toxic, I promise to respond to it. And if I forget to leave a link that I reference here, which I'm going to be referencing quite a few things, nothing to the left, sorry, I was... kind of messing around with Skyrim modding. But anyways, back on topic here. So this will cover any game start. Doesn't matter what you choose. The concept. So the current game, I have a instance of X4 already running, loaded up. It's a brand new one. It's unmodded. The reason being is this new multiverse team thing that Egosoft's doing is really kind of cool, but they're not allowing any mods. So if you put a mod into your game, it will get a permanent tag. It'll say modified on it when you go to load it, and you cannot get rid of it. Even if you remove the mod, that's on there. Boom. Now they are seeing that there may be some quality of life mods that they themselves will look at and go, okay, that's cool, we'll allow this in there, but just don't mod it. And right now they don't have anything that's on the clear list, I guess. So you might want to have a modded game, because for me mods are mandatory, almost. But I also want to take part in this multiverse thing, so might as well do this, right? So with that being said, this is will work for everything, even for a modded game. Same concepts will apply. So every time, let me give you a little bit of back history here real fast. Every time we discover, the players, some way to make a lot of money, it seems almost like the fun police come in and ruin the day for us, right? So it used to be crystal mining. Was a big thing, and without going into it, I tested it on here. It's basically shooting little crystal formations that can appear on asteroids. It's been severely nerfed. Even the respawn rates of the crystals, everything, it's just not worth it. So you really got to look at your time to profit ratio, right? So how much time are you spending to earn, let's say, we'll just throw a number out of the air. How much time does it take you to earn 10,000 credits, right? The less time to earn that 10,000 credits, the better, right? The longer, the worse. So what's the fastest way in the beginning of the game when you have, depending on your game start, really nothing, right? there's a surefire way, and you can make a lot of money doing this. It'll give you seed money, and you can get going. Uh, Now I will mention you can, if you want to look at it and look to I looked pretty long actually. I spent probably about 45 minutes, but there used to be a Odysseus down here in Faulty Logic 7, just completely sitting there. You could just, all you had to do is just claim it, and then you could even you could lamely just click it and then right click the Capital Shipyard and Holy Vision and then sell it to them, and they would buy it at full price. And you only needed to hire, everybody gets, I mean, 5,000 credits or so usually starting off. If you don't, you can just shoot a couple asteroids and get some money, or do something really ridiculous. Get some, you just hire, the chumpiest guy you can find, tell him he's a Marine and now he's in control of the ship, and then sell the ship right away. That used to be a way to get a quick 6-7 million right away, and then that would give you enough money to seed into kind of starting a snowball effect, right, with miners and trade ships. And I'll get into that intermediary, but right now we're at the zero mark, right? So let's talk about the zero a little bit more. So your orientation in the map, if it doesn't look like this, please orientate it to look like this, as many sectors as you haven't uncovered. So you should have the Terrans over here, Hop should be down here, scale plates up here, and you got the Talati over here. So I'll scale plate way far over there. It just makes it easier for explaining this. So every game start is going to start the same. It's almost like a chessboard. Every time you go to play chess, the pieces are set, right? So, the Terrans are going to have X amount of ships set in these locations, whatever. I don't know if there's any variances on that, but if there are any variances on a new game start, it's minuscule. It's not going to really affect a whole lot. Now, as your game progresses, even the moment you load in, those chess pieces are moving, right? So whether you're part of there or not, it's being simulated, right? So how can you benefit off this? So why am I talking so much about this pre-setup? Because they're going to be what we're going to refer to as flashpoints that you're absolutely going to want to profit off of. These will be locations where there'll be heavy engagements between capital ships that you'll be able to swoop in there, never have to fire a single shot, and just vacuum clean up everything. What I mean by vacuum clean, hitting the O key and pulling stuff in. And you'll get the hang of it. You might die a few times. I would recommend making a few saves until you get the hang of this. Knowing when it's safe to kind of boost in there, using your shields, because you're in the middle of a combat zone, and sometimes it can also be unpredictable. You may think it's safe, and all of a sudden a force comes through a jump gate, and because you're at a flashpoint, it's a dangerous location. So the more you do this, the chance that you're gonna yourself be targeted is going to be increase. So knowing how close you need to get to something to vacuum clean it up, how long it'll take all the items around you in a sphere within that radius to be pulled into your ship, what you should be targeting. We're going to be going over all that. So these flashpoints are key. Now, let me explain one of the things. Time is huge. Remember, we were just talking about how long does it take you, time to 10,000 credits, we'll say, and that will start increasing as your game it'll start getting to the point where it's like time to 10 million credits, or, it's crazy. We're talking when you have a shipyard up and stuff. Silicon carbide, I think, or is it computronic substrate? I mean, there's one of those two. We'll be talking a lot about that in a minute. That's your money printer until you can get a shipyard. So that should be actually the first station you build, in my humble opinion, is a Terran shipyard, and we'll be going over the reasons why in a minute. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. So you're in your ship, you're trying to figure this out. Now you want to jump on this as fast as you can. I will say some of the game starts, you may want to play them out enough to where you get the initial reward, right? Usually that's how it'll play out. The new Kingdom None, as a matter of fact, if you choose the first game start, you'll get a pretty nice ship, but probably take you a good, I don't know, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, something like that to get the ship. But it's worth doing because you'll also get your player HQ. You won't have to go through the whole thing for that, and you'll also get a ship for free that's really nice. Got good everything is top notch on it. It's a small fighter, but still, and that'll absolutely help you with what we're about to do. So here's the situation. Anywhere as you see Xenon forces, follow the flow of traffic, right? Because that's going to tell you where the Xenon are going, right? And so let's kind of like take a look over here for a second. So if we look at Tharka's Ravine, right? Where do you think these guys are going, right? Like it's nowhere. They only can go here. So this is more than likely going to be a flashpoint, but an inconvenient one because it's way off the beaten track, right? You're gonna if you even if you partake in this, once the flash happens, let's say once one fleet depletes the other, and there's really no longer, it's more dangerous to you to be chilling there because if the Xenon win, now you're the next target, right? So you might almost want, it's not worth it, right? So let's look over here, Matrix here. So Matrix and 9, they're going to be going out into fires of defeat, and they're going to be going down here, and then from here, you see there's too many points, right? So you want to simplify, keep it simple principle, right? The KISS principle. Or as some people call it, keep it simple, stupid, right? If we look at things like Savage Spur, for those that know, this is a one-way gate. So I won't go into too much about this, except to say that this gate only goes this way. So any Xenon in this sector are going to be incursioning into Getsufune. Ironically, I'm going to recommend that's where you set your first base up. We'll get to that in a minute, because you really aren't going to have to worry about the Xenon. They're not going to be coming after you if you put your base in the right location. Anyways, so what are some hot flashpoints? Well, I can tell you for a fact it's right here. So for one, here's another flashpoint that will be inevitable. You should absolutely watch this. I would almost put a satellite down in Wretched Skies X, because if you see the Xenon incursioning heavy in here and this wharf coming under attack, you might almost want to consider intervening yourself because then the Pyramid are completely out of that area, and now the hierarchy is going to absolutely start getting hammered, and it's inevitable. It's just going to happen. The Xenon can't. This progression will not. They will absolutely pound them into oblivion or into oblivion here in Litany of Fury. They don't have anything. They've got a wharf. These guys got a capital shipyard and a wharf, and they're better at making ships, and their ships are way better. So they'll take over this, no problem, over time, and then they're going to come for this. So it's up to you if you want to stop them. But anyways, that would be another flashpoint, Litany of Fury. But again, look how far you have to travel, right? So looking at this, Hakava's Choice is a storyline mission area. This is absolutely a hotspot that you're absolutely going to want to capitalize on. So again, we have a jump gate going up here, and this jump gate goes to Tharkas Cascade. Trust me when I tell you that for whatever reason, the Xenon have it out for Hakava's. I mean, it's insane. They're going to be. It's who knows, they may even take it over. I don't know if they've changed. I've seen this sector actually fall before to the Xenon forces. I mean, they'll send eyes in here, K's. If you see an eye show up, don't stay. It's game over for that system. The Terran Intervention Corps is basically going to have to show up to take care of the eye. But as a matter of fact, there's actually should be a Terran Intervention Corps fleet around here, and that tells you right there, yeah, even the game designers said, yeah, we know that this is a bad spot, so we're going to put that. And anybody who doesn't know what the Terran Intervention Corps is, it's a corps that it's the Terrans have their best ships assigned to like this, we'll call them like a spec ops group, and their sole purpose is to destroy the Xenon, to prevent them from doing incursions, right? So there'll be constant incursions both ways, right? But the thing about Darkest Cascade is you tick for damage. If you're in this area, you'll constantly be ticking for damage, right? What does that mean? It just means it's harder to set for, Hakava or Argon to push into here, right? Without a hell of a lot of help from you. Not to mention this, there's certain stations here that are very unique, very tough nuts to crack, kind of almost literally. Anyways, so you're always going to have stuff going on here, but then there'll be a lull, right? So you're going to vacuum clean up all your stuff, right? You're going to be a lull, and you're going to want to then go to this other one, right? So you can't see it, but there'll be a super highway. It'll be boom, and then you'll go to the jump gate, Argon Prime, then there'll be another, thing taking you to second point, second contact 2 flashpoint, boom, follow. I believe then it will go take you to True Sight. True Sight will take you into Holy Vision. Now this is the other one. So I'm going to say go back and forth between these 2 flashpoints. There'll be a huge Holy Order to Pyramid are going to have a massive fleet. It's mind-numbing how many capital ships they have in this area, right? It's a great spot for mining as well, by the way, Holy Vision. But they're constantly going to be pushing into here and trying to establish a foothold, and then the Xenon are going to be pushing them back, and it's just fantasticville because there's going to be all sorts of goodies for you to scoop up. Now, I mentioned, what are you looking for? I kind of referred, time is money, right? Seta drive. So, you have shift 1, shift 2, shift 3 are different modes for your ship, right? Shift 1 being, fast travel. Shift 2 is scanner, and then shift 3 is long range scanner. Shift 4 is you don't have right away, and shift 4 will put you into like a accelerated time dilation loop, or whatever, however you want to think of it, but it's like 500% or something like that. 300 to 500% game time starts clicking really fast, which is this huge, like when you're waiting for a station to be built, because stations in this game build god awful slow, right? So having it being able to click that fast, I mean, it also means you're going to be making money. Click, you know what I'm saying? So you want that SATA drive. The unfortunate part is you need 3 pieces to be crafted. You craft it by hand at a workbench, so it's not made in your fighter. Isn't like it magically gets, you have the resources in your fighter and your guy somehow puts it together. No, you land it literally any space station. Doesn't matter. Your player HQ has workbenches as well. In your office you have one, and you'll have one at any trader's corner. So you land it literally any space station that has a dock is going to have a trader's corner. When you come out the door for the trader's corner, the guy to trade will be to your right behind a counter. To your left is a crafting bench. Interact with the crafting bench, and if you have any of the SETA stuff, it's going to populate that recipe and tell you, hey, you have, so many of whatever. Now you need one of each of these. You're going to need one singularity drive. You're going to need damage singularity drive. You're going to need a programmable field array. And the third one's eluding me, but we'll see it here in a second. The crazy thing to know is that you'll be able to get these. Now the singularity drive is really rare, man. It used to drop off ships. I don't know if just normal ships. I'm not sure if it still drops off normal Xenon ships. Only the Xenon ships will drop it. So you're really wanting Ks to show up, right? As crazy as that sounds. You want Ks to show up because they'll have a better chance for dropping them. I want to say you want an eye to show up, but you really never want to see an eye show up. You'll know why when you see one show up, and it just utterly devastates an area. But the Ks, yeah. So you get those 3, boom, you craft it at the bench, and now it's permanent. It doesn't matter if your ship gets destroyed and you're in your escape pod and you make it to a station and you get in a new fighter or whatever. you buy a new fighter, this is now permanent. You now have the ability to hit Shift 4 and go into seta mode, which is massive. Also, on top of that, when you're talking about zero to hero, uh, every single programmable field array, you only need one. You'll be able to sell every one for about 100 to 130, we'll call 140 tops, probably 1,000 credits. But that adds up really fast, right? So as well as space fly eggs, if they scan you when you're doing this, just drop them. Who cares? But you'll eventually get enough spacefly. It takes 25 of them. You can craft caviar and then go straight over to the trader and give it to him for 1,000,000 credits, right? So you're earning your way slowly towards, well, not even that, at a decent clip, towards 1,000,000 credits, and you're picking up all these, like, not to mention augment pieces that you'll need to augment your ship maybe later on for, better speed or firepower or whatever you want. So it makes a lot of sense. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is let's kind of go over some of this stuff. A guide to stealing blueprints. So before we get into the station and why I'm so hot about Terran wares being like, for the win, it looks like this guy updated his guide, which is really, really cool. So I'll link all this stuff. But so I haven't even really kind of looked at this guide too much. Let's just see. So if we look at there's a SATA drive. So for a SATA drive, and there's where the crafting array is. There's the elevator you would have came through. You're going to need, for the SATA, sorry, I was looking down here, flux capacitor, right? And as you can see right here, this particular area, its base price is about 118,000 for, whoops, not for that. Wow, programmable field array is worth more than the thing. And see how he has 4 of them, right? Because you're going to get a lot of these compared to that. This is rare. I don't know how the hell this costs so little and this is so much. But this is going to be common, and you only need 1, so you just sell the other 3. Always just keep 1, right? So that's like, 400 some thousand credits this guy's just got sitting right there. You could sell and still keep that 1. Now, Spacesuit EMP, you're going to want these lodestones, remote detonator, secure container. Interesting thing is you can get these from contraband dealers. If you do like a favor for shady dude in a bar at a station, he'll now become a contact for you. Or there'll be pirate stations. If you ever find a pirate station, yeah, you're going to want to go there. And I'll teach you a neat little trick you can do. It's kind of cool. If there are stations that you want to be able to hop around to pretty fast, so like let's say the leaders of certain factions, so you get a promotion, you're like, oh man, I gotta fly all the way over there. I got a solution for you. Like, oh man, I gotta go all the way over to pirate space to buy, a remote detonator. Got a solution for you. Any station you like, there's a cool little trick you can do later. Anyways, that spacesuit EMP, you'll need a bomb launcher upgrade for your suit, right? Doesn't cost that much. You'll fire this EMP and then back off, and I'm not sure, he may talk about the range. Looks like he's got a lot of interesting information. I'm gonna let him kind of go over. You can read this. He's done a lot of work here. I already can tell from looking at this that there's a lot. He's done a lot of hard work. So I want to give him credit. Just kind of read this, and you'll get a really good idea as to what I'm talking about for stealing station blueprints. Just know that you cannot get a wharf, to my knowledge, and you cannot get a shipyard. So that being said, we're going to be looking at, I believe it's silicon carbide, but I might be wrong. Is it Computronic substrate? Hang on a sec. So if autofill modules, let's go ahead and put 8 of these. Autofill modules, come on guys. Okay, there you go. I just had to repopulate it. And then autofill modules. No, I don't believe that's it, because the profit margin here is 7 mil. So let's go ahead and delete these, and we'll put this as carbon. Whoops. Silicon carbide. 8 of those, and that's really that little. Okay, so it is Computronic substrate. So what I'm doing is I'm looking over here and looking at the profit line, right? So let's go ahead and remove these, and we'll put, I thought it was the other way around, Computronic substrate. So the interesting thing, and I thought I could have sworn it was this, but I guess we'll go ahead and check it out. Does Rogi's site have an easy where? Just bear with me for a second so I can X4. Where's? Yeah, we'll just look it up. That's fine. What's it? Computronic substrate. Why is it not showing up? Might be because it's a. Yeah, they're breaking it down by different DLCs, I think. Or not. Computronic substrate. So, why is this so needed? What's so ridiculous? Why is this crazy? So you have to understand the infrastructure in this game, right? It's broken. It's so broken. They need to fix this. So think of it like this. So the Xenon, why are they so powerful, right? It's not just because their ships are badass in terms of the weaponry output is insane DPS. It's the fact that they don't need basically life support. They're just killing machines, right? Like they're just a basic, like, let's slap a couple engines together, slap some armor on there, some really badass turrets, and go. Like, it's not like they need all the stuff that a living crew would need. So as a result, they're able to really hammer you hard, right? They are able to push really fast. So the easier the supply chain is, right, to work your way up a wear list. So let's say you have an advanced wear. I'm thinking the old one used to be Claytronics. Claytronics used to make you a lot of money, but good God, to build a factory up that didn't rely on imports for all the other parts to make of it. Think of it as like a car. Let's say your end product is a car. Well, that car is not just, it took an engine, and it's not just an engine. The engine took, manifold. It has pistons. It's got, you get what I'm saying, right? And all those are made by, other things. So it's the same thing in this game. The end game, or advanced, what they would call it, wares, usually are comprised of a lot of other wares, and sometimes those other wares will have multiple steps to them as well. So it's like a huge flow tree going back, right? All the way to the point where it's miners. That's what you want to see. You want to see where it's gases and minerals that are needed to be processed up the chain to make your advanced ware, right? In this case, all we need is energy cells, which is ridiculous. It's nuts. It's you literally just build some solar panels and your guys just magically make them. Hydrogen, which is you already set up. You just gas miners or mineral miners, and some more mineral miners, and there you go. I mean, now you just need gas storage. You need mineral storage for the miners, and then you need container storage for the finished products being made, the energy cells, and then Computronic substrate. So to give you an idea of how much money this is, let's say you have 8, which is really not that much, right? We'll hit autofill modules, and that's going to populate everything to support that, because on the side here you can see it saying, whoa, bro, you don't have enough, energy cells to make that happen. And even, let's say we're in an area that has 200% light, right? Make sure you adjust this accordingly. We'll autofill the modules, and it's telling us we need 19 energy cell productions to support that 8, right? And now we've met the quota for the energy cells. These we've not met, and that's where you'll start. It's going to suck. All stations, it's just like a business when you first open them. All stations suck. When they first start going, you are absolutely going to lose a lot of money. So be ready for it. You're just going to be dumping money into this thing. Dumping money, dumping money, dumping money. And it's going to hit a point where all of a sudden you're like, whoa, like it's like a tipping point, and you'll understand. I wish I've gone into detail on previous videos, but it's a lot to explain in this, why it's like that. But it's kind of like, think like your manager, your station manager is coordinating. Not only is he or she learning to be better at their job and more efficient, but they're putting out calls for all these different, to fill the wares in the station, unless you manually override and tell them not to. But that necessarily isn't smart. Sometimes you just want to let them do their thing. Don't micromanage them so much. But as a result, you're going to have to keep pouring money into them because they're going to build stock up. And then when they hit a critical limit, and then it's like you now are hitting the point where you're printing cash. Trust me, it's printing money. I mean, we're talking profit margin per hour, game hour, is 10 million credits for this thing. And look how ridiculously easy this is. And let me tell you, people buy this stuff like it's nothing, right? So let me flip this around in a second, and I'm going to show you a different type of ware. Claytronics, right? You would think Claytronics would be the same. We'll just compare this. So if we have our miners, actually 42 million, I'm sorry. So if you're able to get to the point where your miners can, and you can, trust me, or get pretty close to it, if you can get your miners to do that, you're talking a profit margin of 42 million per hour, dude. It's crazy, right? Crazy cray. And they will buy it. It's just insane. They're just gonna eat it. They're just gonna want it. Get it to me. And especially if you put it in Getsufune. So let me explain where you should put it. This is my and why. I would say build it and build it over here, so that when the Terran ships coming through will fight off any Xenon ships coming through, right? You're still going to want some sort of defense force, so when you can build up like a minor defensive fleet, and make sure you tell them to really not engage any targets that enter into the area, just to protect the station, right? And there's ways you can do that, and I'll show maybe if you guys want an advanced one. But your miners will be able to mine in Getsufune, and they're going to be able to mine in the asteroid belt, and they'll be able to get everything they need for your super thing. What's also awesome is that you're going to have people wanting to buy from you from everywheres, right? Because, yeah, of course they can't come through Savage Spur, but the Void is a little off the beaten track, but not too much. Second contact flashpoint is almost aptly named because there's a lot going on here all the time, and highways, and look how many jumps there are around here. So anybody wanting to do business with you, and then they just come up and they get to Fune dock with you, right? You're gonna make money, trust me. It's insane. When you go to build your space, here's another little kicker. Build your shipyard. Build your shipyard. For me, I always make friends with Hop, right, and the Argon. Why? Because you just print money, man. Like you can put your ship in. I would say true sight. That's what I do. So I'll put, like, let's say my shipyard will be maybe a little off over here, right? And reason being is because then Hop is going to be buying your ships, and then Argon will be buying ships at the same time. You can already see where this is going. So as the ships undock, they're going to immediately destroy each other, and then for some reason the AI is going to be like, hey, we just lost a fighter, we want another one. It's kind of weird. And then if you want to be a scavenger, you can be picking up all their stuff, but by then you're not going to need to do battlefield scavenging, you're going to be fine. But it's hilarious to think that you can just keep picking stuff up. What's even more hilarious is if your shipyard is requiring imports, Argon may send a huge transport with goods on it, and then it gets blown up, and guess what? There's a whole bunch of free goods just floating around in space. It's hilarious. But the other thing I said I was going to give you a tip on, how do you get from a station to a station to a station? So let's say a faction HQ. I think the faction HQ for, I'm not sure if it's their wharf or here. Let's just say it's the wharf for now, for Holy Vision. Let's say you get an alert like, hey, you're, reached reputation, whatever. A mission thing will pop up to go visit the representative for the leader, and they'll always say the same stupid line like, we've been paying real close attention to your actions, and we feel that you did blah, 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 right? And then you'll raise in rank, which will give you access to, better ships, more weaponry, stuff like that from that faction. But it gets kind of lame having to fly all over the place, right? So you just buy a scout ship, right? Go minimum loadout. Doesn't matter. Whatever you choose, what you like. Minimum, and just start printing these ships out, shooting them all over the place, right? And then have them park and sit there. So basically that pilot is never going to leave. He's got the cushiest job known to man. He might as well just sit back and watch the version of Netflix or whatever the hell they got, in the future. Because he's just going to be there forever. Like, that's your whole point. And you're going to see the entire galaxy with these guys. You're like, okay, well, that's great, but how do I get to that ship? There will be a technology that you can research eventually that will enable you to teleport to any of your ships in the game. See where I'm going with this? So you got your ship parked there. As a matter of fact, you could name that ship representative, hop representative. And then you can bring up your ship list and look, oh, there's hop representative. Teleport to that guy, and now you, instead of having to fly all the way over there, you just a few seconds and it loads up and you're there, and go talk to the representative, and then teleport back to your ship that you're flying. So that's a nice, neat little trick as well. Another thing too, for the Zero to Hero, I'll say that it's really obvious that the game designers intended for Napoleon's Fortune to be the quadrant that you would take, right? You can kind of tell them by some of these gray areas. Maybe you could get Getsufune. I don't know, man. That's if you can push it and get Getsufune, although I don't see that happening, because once to claim an area, you have to place a command and control center down. It's basically an administrative center. When you set that down, it's a declaration of war against anybody else who has one in the same area. So as long as nobody else has one down, you can slap yours down, and as long as yours gets built before anybody else does, boom, that's yours. For you to take over, say, Napoleon's Fortune, you'd have to put a command and control here, you control this quadrant, control that quadrant, and then you control the entire sector, however it goes, the other way around if it is. So let me go into my game now, right? So enough of talking about this. We've come. Oh, I was going to show you. So let's look at Claytronics. Poor Claytronics production, right? Wah, wah, right? And wait until you see this. Wait until you see. Look at all the crap that's needed for this. Bam. Like, I mean, and look how much after you've, gotten all these different blueprints to build all these things. Look how much you have to build. 7 silicon wafers, 7 quantums, 12 microchips, 3 of these, 2 of these. Holy crap, what the hell? I mean, it's still insane for your miners to produce the stuff for it. And even with you producing and not needing any imports, you're best going to be pushing a fourth of the profit that you will from Claytron. Do you see where I'm going with this, right? So honestly, somebody else knows a better one. Maybe they've changed it. I don't know about Kingdom Sun. Maybe there's something new with that. But yeah, no. For real, this is where it's going on. It's the Computronic substrate all day long. Just for the win. There you go. This is gonna walk you straight into a space station and into Empire takeover mode or whatever you plan on doing with your game. Okay, so I'm only a few hours in. Keep in mind, a lot of the hours I spent was testing different things, right? Now, I have not messed with Kingdom's End, so there may be some magical bullet I'm missing on Kingdom's End that may have switched up things. But if we look at, I have my game saved. Oh, another pro tip. For me, I have my mouse scroll wheel click in to be pause. That way it comes in so handy because your hand's always on that scroll wheel, right? And because your finger's always on that scroll wheel, if you need to pause, you just click it in and then boom, instead of having to fumble around on your keyboard or, some button on the side, it just click top. And trust me, it's huge. It enables you to instantly just stop the game and go, oh, okay, let me take a look. So if we look at me, here's some information. You can change your name, click in this field, change it whatever you want. I like dragons, sue me, that's what it is. Change your logo. You can, and also, this is not considered DLC to download logos. So I have logo packs, there's plenty of them out there, and I like dragons, so now they're on my ships. Your skins, you can change the skin layout. I like the red and whatever. My net worth is 3.8 million, which I think is pretty decent considering I'm not even trying to make money. I was just testing different ways to make money out. If we look at the map, here's an interesting thing. It'll show you the ships that you can see here. But if we scroll all the way out to what we can see, we can also see that there's my player HQ. That's from the Boron start. But surprisingly, why is it not showing my mining ship? Did my mining ship get blown up already? No, personal property. So you click on personal property on my fault. And you can see there's my, ship, the one I start with. But I have a Plutos gas sentinel being made? What the hell? I guess. I don't know. I guess I paid for another Plutos. If I did, that's pretty funny because that's like 2 mil. I use high presets for my ships. I don't recommend it. I just do it because whatever. I've got a miner out there now. Here's the reason why I go with ships. So this is mine. I'm not saying I'm just saying this is how I do it. I'm not saying it's the best. I'll base my guys in Holy Vision, and then I'll have 4 gas miners, 4 mineral miners, right? Then I'll go with 8 trade ships. By the time that I've gotten enough of those miners going, they'll have gained enough experience that sometimes I'll swap experienced pilots from the miners to the trade ships, because frustratingly enough, these guys barely know how to take off. I don't even know how they do. It's just like they just grab some guy, whack him in the head off the docks, right, and slap him in a canopy. He wakes up and he's like, all right, you're captain now, you're working for this guy. It's crazy. There's no wages you pay to your guys, so it's like indentured crazy mode. But qualified pilots, you'll need 3-star pilots. So if you look at this guy, he's been working for a little while. If we look at the captain, crew skill, combined skill, actually we'll look at crew. And we can see that my pilot is just basically getting out of window licker mode. I believe he even started at a half. Like, he didn't even have a full point in piloting, for Christ's sake. You need 3 points to be able to auto trade where they're able to just kind of do their own thing. Otherwise, they'd just be able to do stuff in one sector. So basically, I just have this guy mining, let him get some experience. You can switch around your Marines and service crew to do the same thing to get them experience in different roles. But yeah, so that's basically it, and I hope this helps. I'm going to end the video here because I've really given you all you need to know. But if you want to, here's one final one, another tip. drop satellites, right? You're gonna lose these, trust me, but they're stupid cheap, like 10K or something like that. So buy like 25 of them, right? You're gonna want to drop them near these flashpoints on both sides, right? Now they're gonna get destroyed, but do you care? No, because it's giving you a snapshot. As long as it's alive, I can see that there's no Xenon ships here. We got, some trader coming in to Hop's trying to, and they are. I mean, look at this fleet. Remember I told you that it's just insane, the fleet that Hop has, and they just lost a massive, massive fleet trying to take out the Xenon defense platform. And here's the hilarious thing. I'll just kind of share this. Their capital ships fired, their main guns fired real slow. You hear them when they fire, like boom, boom, and you'll see like massive plasma balls, or depending on whatever faction it is, their main battery when it fires, it's very distinctive. Especially the Tyrann Asgard. I won't say anything if you don't know what I'm talking about. Just do yourself a favor. You have to see or capture. I'll tell you how to capture them too. You can get as many as you want. It's pretty funny. But anyways, these guys will target fighters, which makes absolutely no sense. By the time they're trying to turn and get to the fighter, they're sitting there getting hammered by the space station. So, Burned, if you've watched my videos still and you've somehow watched my video this long, like pull the AI head out of its rear end, its collective rear end. For one, it should be deploying. I've seen these fighters sit with Nemesises like this, right here. Nemesis will just sit there docked the whole time. The guy's just getting hammered, but yet he's still got a Corvette or whatever basically sitting on its deck, and he's not doing shit with it. The other thing is what in the hell are capital ships concerned firing their main cannons while they're under fire from a massive threat? Their main cannons, the bow of the ship, should be firing at whatever is the biggest threat, right? So let's say if it's in programming numbers, let's say this entire fleet right now is over by the base. Let's say the base has a number of 10,000, right? Just throwing a number out there. Let's say the fighters are worth, I don't know, 200 points, right? What makes more sense? Go after 10,000 points or go after 200 points, right? And plus, this is stationary. If they just sit there and hammer it, it's dead. You're not going to be able to get that fighter. Even if you get a good shot off on it, the chances are like insane that the rounds will hit because they're so slow, right? That's what the turrets are on the ships are meant for. But they won't. It's idiotic. You'll just see them flipping around and turning stupid slow, and it's like this ballet of idiocy as they just get annihilated. So if the guns of the ship at the AI captains were programmed to say, I'm going to fire main guns at the highest threat target, then that could also be an adaptive situation. What if an eye comes in? An eye, I would say, is like 20,000, we'll say. Probably double the threat. If an eye comes in, all the ships should be firing on the eye to kill it. And then, what's the next thing? It's space station. Let's go back to killing that. Space station's done. Okay, well, I think at a certain threshold, they shouldn't even be engaging their main guns. Like, what do they care about the fighters? Like, screw it. Move on, right? Move on to the next big target, right? Next defense platform or something. It doesn't make sense. To sit there and keep firing at ships that you have no chance of hitting. So, yeah, that's my my recommendations to you. Get your research up and going as fast as you can with your player HQ. It's going to take a little bit of time though, and in the interim, like right here, we can see that there's a fight going on here. We got an Argon Behemoth Destroyer fighting a bunch of. But see, this is the beauty of the fact that because I've got a satellite sitting here, I'm able to get like a little bit of intel here. I should have one on the other side, I think. No, I didn't go through faulty. That's right, because if I put a satellite over there, it would just tick for damage and get blown up. So basically what I do is I just sit here and go, oh, look, here's some wares. What do we got? We got a processing unit, we got a heuristic core, tuning. Okay, so when I look at this, I'm going to go, by the time I get over here, it's really not worth my time at present. What is worth my time is just anticipate. What do you think the game's doing right now? Do you think that they're just building this fleet up for no reason? Hell no. These ships are absolutely on a mission. These guys, and where are they going to go? Oh, there's a jump gate right there. I wonder what's going on. Oh, gee, I wonder if they're going to go into here. Oh, and then I wonder if the Xenon will retaliate. And then, oh, gee, I wonder if some Xenon ships will get blown up and drop some real cool stuff. So that's where I'm going to end my video. And then you guys feel free to keep watching, and we'll see if I'm right. But yeah, let's go off that. So, anyways, if you stuck with me this long, thank you for watching the video. I hope it helps, and just leave a comment down below if you have any other questions. Otherwise, you'll be seeing me try to get a damaged singularity engine. See if I'm right. Shift D to undock. Get a little boost out here. Switch to travel mode, and that's our target, that gate right there. It's just crazy to me how many, like, their fleet is out of control. I think they even have like other ship fleets. You can kind of make stations out in the background there. Yeah, you'll see their fleet here in a minute. Yeah, I like the ships. Kind of cool. This is one of the new ships that you get. Pretty nice little ship, and that's actually a hatch that drops down like a little platform boarding thing. Yep, there's it's a data vault here. These are things that are like you repair things, shoot things, and it'll open up and you'll get like a cinematic piece of history about the game universe. Look at that fleet, man. God bless it, that's insane. I mean, that's a supply ship, and they have so many destroyers, it's crazy. Anyways, that flash means a ship just traversed. I'm gonna guess.
Faulty logic.
I'm gonna guess that's a transport ship. Well, we'll go through here though. As long as you're at travel speed and you're moving quick, even if you get plinked by a fighter, you'll be able to do something. So we do a little quick look here.
System faulty logic.
This is just like background. I think there is stuff hidden in some of these. But yeah, as you can see, there's a Xenon defensive platform over there on the other side of that wreckage. But yeah, I believe there's stuff in this wreckage. Could be wrong. Let's do a little pulse. It's crazy to me that they're getting this kind of foothold. There's something popping up there. A couple things popping up. I forget what the blue blips are. Maybe that was like where a ship was detected, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's crazy that they're able to get this, that the Xenon aren't doing anything. Is that a Xenon defensive platform? Sure now looks like it. Why are they letting them get this foothold? I'm trying to see why my Z plane is all screwed up. There we go. Yeah, this is the build where storage. So you can actually shoot these, and once they take enough damage, the wares from the construction yard will come pouring out. But it's a decent amount of wares right there. Pretty soon they'll have enough to get the administrative building built. I mean, they're doing pretty good. Which is mind-numbing to me, because it only would take like a fighter. They don't have any defensive, and there's a defensive, Xenon defensive platform right there. I recognize that. There's one there, and then you got one over here. There it is, right there. So I don't understand how this is happening. This is kind of trippy. I wish I had see. It's when I hit shift 4. It's trying to engage it, but I don't have a seta drive yet, so. So basically, the way this works is when you place an order. Oh, where's the station builder? That's probably another. I bet you that's what they're waiting on. They're waiting on the station builder. So the station builder will appear, a mammoth. It'll deploy. It's kind of cool, like a little transformer ship, like a mobile construction platform. And then it'll send like little probe guys to pick up wares to construct, and then it'll start constructing the station. But it'll pull the wares from here, and then basically manage pictures like a little office in here or something, and some dudes like, they'll say permission to dock, permission granted, and then the ships will dock. As a matter of fact, you may even see it while I'm sitting here. So you'll see like
Hermes. Sentinel.
either that guy's making his way up on the z-axis, or he's noping out and heading towards the gate, which looks like he's heading towards the gate. It looks like this guy is
Sentinel.
making his way. No, yeah, that guy's making the turn. So it looks like he's probably coming to dock. Yeah, they'll dock here, and then big ships will dock their nose here, and then little like delivery drones cargo drones will build, and you'll see it start stacking, getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I believe it's 6. There's only 6 pylons, and then each one you can see segments. So it's 1, 2, 3. That's a lot of stuff right there. Like seriously, a lot. So if we go into station view. No, I guess that doesn't do it. Yeah, this is tripping me out, man. Unknown station. Well, I already know what that is. It's my ice miner right now. That indicates that he's moving into position to mine. Since he's a gas miner, he's in a gas cloud. I'm going to go ahead and tell him to drop a resource probe. And that resource probe will tell me the makeup of this area. So Invidium, it's pretty heavy on Invidium. Red zones are for mineral resources, and then purple is a combination of the two. Right here, is a good example. You'd see asteroids and gas clouds. Like that's gas clouds. That would be gas mining, and then you've got your, I don't know, there's asteroid fields all around over here. Okay. Well, this is kind of boring. But see, and that's the other thing. Like, you ever get bored? The SETA drive, you can speed time up and check it out. Oh, looks like that Argon. Oh, he's taking some hull damage. Yeah, he's in trouble. They may have destroyed his surface elements. The fighters are smart. They'll attack like turrets. So he's gonna run into that problem where there's this main batteries, but look how fast they're moving. They're just like little gnats picking out away at him. So that's very interesting. So the Xenon are making a push here. That's a little bit crazy. Maybe I'll go over there and check that out. So nothing's happening here. This hop fleet doing absolutely nothing. I don't get it.
Entering system.
So
Fully
we'll take a look
vision.
and see if they're getting ready for a jump. It almost looks like they're getting ready for a push. We'll give them a second here and see if they're gonna jump or not. God, this is painful not having a SETA drive. Otherwise you just hit shift 4 and you see all the ships move and real fast and do their thing. Speaking of which, I think I have basic. Show you what you do with your player HQ. Go to plan build. Yes, I know about it because it's my first time going over here. We're gonna want storage modules.
I would award you imaginary star points for attaching it to the structure, but you are, of course, free to express your artistic virtuosity.
Yeah, I'll just put that there for
Once you
now.
are satisfied with the placement, confirm your changes.
Well, that's nice. They've added a whole bunch of access changes. That's something they didn't have before. Confirm.
Now, allocate sufficient credits to the construction site.
Yep.
I recommend accepting the estimated construction budget. Lastly, you need to hire a builder.
I don't know if I have any probes around here, so might have to hire a guy from one of these probed areas way down here, which is kind of funny. Do I see any builders around here? Oh, that's right. When you're in this view, all you see are you don't see anything happening around you. Maybe near Hakuba's Choice. Yeah, I'll see a builder come through here. This is probably my best spot to wait for a builder to. He'll come through this gate right here, or this jump gate. Hopefully. Start dropping some more. Oh, come on, this is ridiculous. Oh, I think they are jumping. No? What are you guys doing, man? This huge, massive fleet. That's a trader coming through. I don't get it. Like, the AI should be pushing through there and protecting that foothold they're trying to get. These guys are stationary almost.
Odysseus. E.
Yeah, they're slowing down. Maybe they're getting in position now for a jump. I don't quite get this. Got a lot of action on that horizon. That might have been fighters accidentally hitting it.
Jump gate. Odysseus. E.
They're accelerating. I don't understand. They may have detected a threat. There's a lot of action at that gate. That's fighters accidentally flying in and out of it. And there's another 87,000.
Jump gate. Faulty logic.
That's the nice thing about miners. They don't require money to make money. Traders do. So they have to buy a product and then sell it at a profit. Miners just go do some hard work and you just get raw profit. Let's take a look and see what's happening up here quick. Oh yeah. Oh man, it is not looking good for homie. His shields are almost done. I'm surprised the Terran Intervention Corps is not shown up yet. I mean, yeah, that dude's, he's at it, man. That's game over. That dude's super dead. Which means I should make my way over there, now that I think about it. The more I think on it, I'm realizing I'm being an idiot right now. Explain why in a second, because those Xenon ships will then move for another engagement. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Those Xenon ships will be moving to attack stations or doing some idiotic stuff, and they'll get blown up. So there'll be lots of stuff floating around out there. And the moment that that behemoth, or the Vanguard goes down, that's when it's gonna go down. Game over, man. Seems got a pretty fast drive, but it sure in hell speeds up or accelerates slow as hell. Let's go ahead and slow down and get on the express highway here.
Entering system. True sight.
So you can see we're transiting kind of these gates. So yeah, it's us on true sight, and now we're going to come to the second point. Contact.
Entering system. Second contact.
I should drop a. Oh, that's obviously a flashpoint here, but these were miners getting destroyed. So that should tell you right there, do not have your miners go to second point, because you got a bunch of dead dudes already there.
Entering system. Argon Prime.
Argon Prime's pretty safe. Not to mention, I got a massive fleet in that their main capital ship. What do you want to call it? Base ship. Right.
Entering
Right where it meets the
system.
hook. Oh, you
Take
just
class
saw, as a matter of
choice.
fact, if you were looking, you would have seen that red blip go flying past. You can see there's a lot of missions going on around here. I'm getting off the highway. I don't want to speed into that death mode. So the means you've detected an enemy, and then if you hear a harsh like, that means you're targeted. The enemy is coming after you. So is an alert, enemy sighted, and then like a deep kind of bassy sound is you are actively being targeted and they're coming after you. I drop another civilian. See, now as I said, they're going to start preying on ships. This is what, because they have to spool their drives up to make the jump. Anything of a decent size, so yeah, they tried to hit that station. This is where I was saying that this is where they start going on the retard mode. Although I just saw that gate flash, so there's a decryption module. Yeah, the Xenon are now starting to push some of their. Well, they got a mining ship out here. So it might almost be smart to get near this station.
Durant component factory.
If you get near that, whoa, the amount of fire coming off that thing. Yep, that is the sound. There, you have been targeted. See, if you attack ships that are engaging the station, you will get rep. It's pretty funny. So I want to look at the station, see who is attacking him, and hope that I can get him before they do. Oh no, he's dead. So grab darts. Probably shouldn't sit here with a better chance. Plasma rounds is blasting off. Man, good luck. There, that's all I need to do. Make sure you watch your background while you're shooting. You don't want to hit him. Now he'll die and they'll be like, you're gonna go for your hole.
Stop that criminal.
Short range transporter. A.
Slow burst on those there. That's what I'm talking about, getting your scavenger done. Oh my god, getting hit by any of those would not have been fun. You see what I'm talking about? You just free goods, man. Free goods. Let's go ahead and pause the game, take a look around here, see what we got. Security decryption. And it's all garbage stuff, don't really need that. Engine megalit or whatever the hell it's called. So yeah, my guess was right. Those fighters went all full-on retard mode and started engaging all these hard targets, other targets. They managed to down. That's a massive transport ship that just got smashed right there. Dropped all that stuff. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the good stuff. Decryption modules. Wow, lots of those. Just chill. Get away from station, please. Man, the defensive. They're never gonna cry. That's how tough nut to crack right there. Those are all plasma batteries, so any heavy ship that comes in here is just gonna get rock'em sock'emed. It'd take a lot. Maybe an eye if it hit him on the blind side. Now watch, I bet you down here these guys went through or something. Yep. Looks like they did. Oh no, they're coming back through.
Thank you.
Yep, see there's the thank you. I didn't even do anything. 500 credits, get a 1 point of rep. You just have to tag whoever is actively engaging them. I might as well almost kind of go for this stuff, right? No.
S.
We'll see if we can tag him. It'd be kind of funny to try to get him out of travel draft. Get on an intercept course. He might be heading for that highway. No, he's not. Oh no, yeah, he is. He's trying to get on that highway. Yeah, man, he's gone. Yeah, I'm not taking on him. I'm a ship right there. some reason. So you're not paying attention to this guy. It's absolutely going after him. Now help him out. Or not.
P.
There we go. It's probably so. Ooh, there's another P. This is probably not smart. Oh yeah, this is not looking too good. There's another fighter there.
M.
Take this fighter out and help him out.
P.
Burst out of here and switch into travel drive. Yeah, that dude's screwed. Saw that happening. Sorry, buddy. Just be prepared for the space station.
Short range transporter. A.
Wow, I have another miner here. Okay, so I'm gonna tell him. Boom, he's doing nothing right now. He's just sitting there. So we'll go to behavioral tab. Told him to local auto mine and have him get, I don't know, we'll try hydrogen with this dude. Confirm. And he's taking off and doing the same.
Thank you.
No. Mining ship, those are going to hit the highway and dip. Oh, yeah. Vigor is coming in. What did they get hit by?
Get lost.
Huh. These guys are doing a whole lot of nothing.
May live to regret that.
I almost want to find a miner and hire him. I mean, not a miner, but a building ship.
Not bad for a machine, I suppose.
That guy's already busy. the guy. Pause. We want to tell him, hey buddy, hire for building at Heretic Sound. Now we got our guy hired to do this. And we may as well get our own little kind of solar cell production thing going here temporarily. Yeah, why not? I'll be busting these down later. Accept the new estimate, 51,000. Confirm module changes. There's a Buccaneer pirate ship just flying around. Okay. Going for recycling. That's them attacking Xenon for sure. What the hell is that guy thinking? Coming in along. He's dead. Oh no, he's here. Right now.
M.
He's moving at high speed too. I'll never catch up to him in time. Maybe I can. Oh, he's hitting this dude.
S.
I almost want to sit right where these guys are hitting the highway.
E.
Oof. Alright, well, I'm going to end the video here, but you've seen enough. Good luck, and happy gaming.